back.
Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from Pomku eliminate everybody on the field.
Damage from something as well is going to be applied as a death block them, and it's going to be huge. Fighting 3.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the 4-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 11 of Tranquility. My name is Merp, I'm joined by Dexatron, and we are bringing you swinging headfirst into Clairvoyance vs Dirt eSports for Week 6. How you doing today, Dex?
I am doing great, and what a way to wrap up Week 6 here in Tranquility with this Discord tier matchup. Like you said, Dirt eSports and Clairvoyance. As you can see by those two records right there, two of the best teams in this tier. Clairvoyance might have an argument that they are the best team in this tier, only dropping one map all season long. Dirt eSports, though, last week lost their first game all season against Punk, who is also the other 5-0 team here in the Discord tier.
Yeah, so it is going to be coming into a little bit of a dark horse race here for the side of Dirt eSports. Now, as we mentioned, they are very good. They are currently, I guess you could say, number 3 seed in Discord tier, but Clairvoyance and Punk have that sort of reigning championship over Dirt eSports. You know, Clairvoyance still coming in undefeated, so it'll still be a little bit of an uphill battle, you could say, for Dirt eSports as we swing into this series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I messaged their coach, Sormig, or Sormgig a little bit ago, and I did ask them some questions about, you know, how they felt like they've been doing this entire season. But the main question I really wanted to ask almost everyone this week was, you know, we finally ticked over that halfway point now, Week 6. We only have 9 weeks in the season. How do they feel about their season so far? And honestly, their coach said that for Dirt eSports, their team has played really well so far. They understand they still have a lot of work they need to do, but they are very happy with where they are and their chances of winning this league.
Yeah, and also mentioning the fact that Punk loss, right, from last week was that wake-up call to sort of get the going, to get the grind in, to really review those VODs, break down what went wrong, what went right, and sort of come out and be just the better team. Clairvoyance, of course, being 5-0, super confident. They feel like they're one of the best. They're heading into this one headstrong, and can you really blame them? But my question to you is, have Dirt Esports taken this last week really look at their issues, and will they be able to pull this one back on a Clairvoyance coming in?
I mean, you also have to you really have to consider, this hasn't been a week since their last game. It's been 2 weeks, since their last game because of event week. So they've had a little bit more time to kind of, analyze that loss against Punk, maybe go to the lab, try to work on some stuff. And honestly, I feel like that kind of helps out Dirt Esports, but at the same time, it helps out Clairvoyance as well. I mean, they feel like they are one of the best teams and feel like they should honestly be the best team. So them each having 2 weeks to kind of work out some stuff here probably plays into both their favors a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Clairvoyance, you don't become the best by sort of sitting on your haunches and just being better. It's not typically how that works in, I'm going to say 98% of any sort of Overwatch league or any sort of Overwatch tournament. These guys work for it. They come together as a team. They train hard. They practice hard. They work together. They communicate well. And so I doubt that they've taken this 2 week as a sort of leisurely stroll, right? This sort of pace that is not really accommodating to that of a championship level team. So I could definitely see them using that 2 weeks just as effectively as Dirt Esports and maintaining this. Now, speaking of which, as we swing into this, I like that Clairvoyance, they tend to have this sort of off meta style. They don't really like to play to the mold, and I think that could be partially what sort of helps them differentiate themselves against their opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tried reaching out to the coach there for Clairvoyance, didn't get in contact with them, but I did talk to one of the players for them, and I'm going to say their name wrong so bad, so I'm sorry. I believe that's Sarah Brolat. I'm so sorry about that. But, I mean, yeah, they talked about they've been really practicing some off-meta comps here, but it really comes down to if their coaches allow them to cook, in their own words there. But, we do know what our first map of the night will be here. We're going to be heading to the control map of Lijiang Tower. And Merp, in my opinion, Lijiang Tower is what might be the best kind of map to start out on for any team here. You can play a lot of different comps and a lot of different off-meta comps as well, something like Clairvoyance wants to try to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just really depends exactly on where we go, what we see with Lijiang Tower. You have Control Center, which is obviously like very typically Brawl. You've got Gardens, which is this, you have the double bridges, which offers a lot of boops, and really fun plays that you can definitely see. I really do like Lijiang because you don't really ever have to play one thing, right? Unlike maps like Havana or like other such as game modes that don't have 3 maps in general on them in said game mode, control points tend to be better for really filling out those compositions. And so I really do like this, but I think Lijiang especially is one of those where it's really, really good at diversifying its map set, and so you can play a lot of those different compositions. So I'm excited to see this Brawl come in, especially in control point if we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like Control Center really, we kind of even saw it this past weekend in Owl playoffs and grand finals when we did see this map. Brawl was definitely the one that we always saw. And look, coming out of the gate right now, Dirt Esports rocking with the Doomfist comp. Like, they have told us that they were going to kind of, run out here because it has been working well for them. And I'm not surprised by this. And I really do like it here. Coming out with the sim as well, probably just gonna be a TP, and then you're gonna see him swap back over. But Clairvoyance coming out with a Ramatra. They talked about playing some off-meta comps, and that, in my opinion, is a little bit off-meta here at the moment. We didn't see a lot of Ramatra in the past couple weeks, and honestly, I didn't expect to see them play the Ramatra this early.
Yeah, I mean, and Doom only rose to popularity within the past recent weeks, right? So it's not something we've seen all super often either, and I'm excited to see Dirt Esports execute it here as both teams meet each other here. Clairvoyance taking the right-hand side, taking a little bit of advantage of the high ground, but we see Dirt Esports finding that advantage. It's going to be one pick on a Kit in the backline. Clairvoyance is go down, and now you only have that Lucio healing to keep you up, but Gentle Giant is getting down low. He's able to pick up one, though, and Sticky Nicky is going to be able to pick up Addison as well, so Dirt Esports will be taking this first fight from Clairvoyance.
Yeah, and there was there was two players Clairvoyance told us that they really were watching out for coming into the series here tonight. One of them was Nevermore, who is not on the field at the moment. The other one though was Gentle Giant. They felt like they had a really tough matchup against them right now, and Gentle Giant made a big difference in that first fight. They're picking up a couple kills and able to kind of disrupt Clairvoyance a little bit. Now Clairvoyance has to come back into this fight. It's gonna be a dry fight both sides here. Slicky Nicky though might be able to get their nano ready to go here, and that might kind of turn the fight here.
Yeah, already we see Galalian getting down so low, and Nevermore's going to actually be able to peel up for their soldier in the backline. So that's going to be the Genji down now. Maniacal has the pulse bomb, looking to stick it onto that Ana, looking to apply that pressure. Not even going to need to use it before they're able to find Slicky Nicky, and that is going to be with that Ana going down. Sure, the nano boost is used. It's going to buy just a little bit of time. That pulse bomb is going to be the cleanup, and Clairvoyance takes his fight back.
Yeah, and honestly, with Galil falling as early as they did, it kind of allowed Clairvoyance to go in there. And then Maniacal just able to kind of sneak in the backline, pick up the kill on the Slicky Nicky, then get some help there picking up Nonfiction, and Dirty Esports kind of just fell apart after that there. And, you know, you do see Dirty Esports come back in here with 2-3 ultimates about to be ready to go. Clairvoyance, though, about to have about the same, but a nice kind of stun there coming out from Gentle Giant early. They do have their Meteor Strike ready, but I imagine it's going to probably be used as all Meteor Strikes are used to get out of a sticky situation.
Or used defensively to follow up through on that anti-nade. Beautifully well played from just the side of Gentle Giant. Going to be squashing Addison in the face, as well as Kitten taking him down. And this is, you know, we've seen fights traded out now. Both teams showing off each of their strengths individually very strong. Now, I do like this dichotomy we have in the ultimate game, though. We have both support ultimates online for the side of Clairvoyance, whereas Dirt Esports has both DPS ultimates pulling up with that rally as well. So it'll just be who can respond better, and how much value will these DPS really get out of this before the ultimates are used.
Yeah, if you're Dirt, you're maybe trying to use something here early, try to catch Clairvoyance off guard, but it's actually going to be Clairvoyance popping the visor here early, and they're not going to be able to find anything off it, and we have a Boostio on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. What a phenomenal block there. The attack visor not really getting any value. Gentle Giant once again diving into the backline, able to find Femboy. The attack visor is still available, by the way, for the side of Dirt Esports on that high ground, so it's going to be incredibly difficult for Clairvoyance to even try to push in here. Granted, Galalian does go down. Gentle Giant once again able to pick up Kitten, doing such a good job at zoning at that Ana constantly. Maniacal still torturing that backline, but there's the attack visor on the high ground. The sound barrier there to respond, and the damage coming in for the side of Dirt Esports might just be enough. Addison does go down. Dabber's able to take down one. The Annihilation there from Nevermore, trying to keep them alive, but it is 99% and counting. Will they be able to clean it up? No, I don't think they will. This is probably going to be a retreat. Clairvoyance take the point right back.
Man, even with all that going on, Dabber on the high ground here, really not getting pressured off. Clairvoyance just decided to kind of let them be up there, and honestly, ended up working out for them perfectly there. Yeah, they had to use all their ultimates. Dirt Esports did the exact same thing, but Clairvoyance coming out on top here. They have control of the point. Maniacal does have this pulse bomb ready to go, and if you're looking for anyone to put it onto, it will probably be Slicky Nicky or Nonfiction, but you probably want to throw it on the Slicky Nicky, because if you throw it on the Nonfiction, it could be nanoed out, but the pulse bomb comes out and whiffs, and now Dirt Esports immediately going to use their nano on the Gentle Giant.
Yeah, absolutely. That Doomfist with the nano into the backline is going to be absolutely scary. Once again, Kitten running for their life. Not going to die for the 5th time this game. Looking actually able to pick up Maniacal, who tries to go into a backline dive. And there is the Doomfist punch as well, the Meteor Strike. Finally finding Kitten. I mean, I feel bad. The Ana has been picked off so many times. Dirt Esports doing a great job at taking advantage of the chaos this Doom is causing to buy themselves the space and the backline pressure. But Femboy able to pick up 2. Nonfiction and Gentle Giant both go down. Galalian is still there though. The Genji going absolutely massive with their Ana as backline, as backup for that pocket, for that support pocket. There's the blade from Galalian, gonna be able to pick up Addison as well. Make that 2 the sound barrier to keep them alive as we get up to 90% and counting.
This is insane at this point. This stall from Clairvoyance. Eventually, Dirt Esports does retake point. The nano coming out on the Nevermore. He does swap over to the ball, but Galalian going in, picking up 2. Dabber, that will eventually fall here to that nanoed ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be putting out tons of pressure onto the backline once again. Nevermore on that ball just to stall out initially, but it has gotten quite a bit of value. Once again, Gentle Giant in the backline, picking up the knife before they're even able to touch point, but the anti-nade comes in for the side of Femboy. Femboy able to pick off Nonfiction before they get picked off themselves. Nice sleep dart onto the side of Nevermore, who does get down extremely low. Those anti-nades coming in huge for the side of Slicky Nicky. Overtime is sticking down. That will be it. And that is going to be the first point going towards Dirt Esports.
A good fight put up by both sides there. Dirt Esports, though, I mean, able to get up to 99 first really was a big difference there. And that huge lead they had pretty much allowed them to kind of, you know, be okay with Clairvoyance taking it back there. Clairvoyance, though, I feel like they're kind of struggling with this, with the Doomfist pick that Dirt Esports has right here. Gentle Giant, again, remember, they talked about it. Gentle Giant being one of those people that they were going to have to try to shut down here tonight. And so far, they haven't really done that. Now, you're seeing Clairvoyance make some swaps here. Going over to a Junker Queen.
Yeah, I think it was Junker Queen Sim. We could definitely be seeing Gentle Giant struggle a little bit more, right? The ability for the turrets to sort of slow down that Doom, and still Kitten still has access to the sleep darts and the anti-nades, but also that knife from the side of Nevermore. I think they're trying to make this a response to that Doomfist, as we said before. Now look at this setup here from Addison, classic Sim TP in, and they've already got this point locked down.
Yeah, but you're going to be able to see Gentle Giant just dive in here whenever they want to. Yeah, they're going to have to deal with the turrets, and look at that. A nice boop to throw them into the turrets, but Gentle Giant, though, able to find Kitten.
I mean, this on has been picked off so many times, and it's not the Kitten's fault. Gentle Giant just doing such a good job at zoning them out. They're able to pick up one, Galalian's able to pick up Addison, and now the backline's already collapsing there for the side of Clairvoyance. So I apologize, for the side of Clairvoyance. While Dirt Esports finds more picks, Galalian able to pick up a second, despite the Clairvoyance hold there, the start of the defensive hold. It was just up to Dirt Esports to press W to find the backline picks and to find the fight win.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like if you're Clairvoyance, you're going to try this symmetric comp here one more time. If you guys don't take point and hold on to it here, you have to get off it. I don't feel like it will work going in this just with how fast Dirt Esports can play. They can basically just juke around all the turrets here as you immediately see the TP back on the point.
Look at the damage.
They're going to be able to find Gentle Giant.
Yeah, I mean, that damage was absolutely gnarly. With that knife pull, I believe, from the side of Nevermore, they're able to eventually bring Gentle Giant down to his knees. Nevermore pushing in, as that was a very quick fight win. Dirt Esports just going to disengage, and Clairvoyance flip the point.
Yeah, so I mean, getting rid of Gentle Giant was honestly the key there for Clairvoyance. And again, they talked about them a lot. They really want to try to shut them down. You shut them down, you kind of see what happens there at Dirt Esports. They all kind of fall around it. But now Clairvoyance has to kind of hold on to the point. Pulse Bomb comes out. You're going to be able to find Slicky Nicky off that.
Yep, Non-Infection's able to trade up Maniacal though, and so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Now the rally comes through for the side of Dirty Sports, but not in time to save Gentle Giant. That's absolutely massive. Now they have to push through this absolutely brutal Sim TP strategy. The rally does eventually fall, and Clairvoyance will find the fight win once again. 35% and counting here as they continue to make progress on the point.
Yeah, funny that they're running the sim comp here, because considering they told us that we might not even see it here with their sim player kind of struggling with their TPs in their own words here. But I believe they actually were talking about Maniacal's TPs here. So Addison actually coming out doing a really good job so far. But look at Clairvoyance right now. 4 ultimates ready to go. Same could be said for Dirt Esports here. So it's going to be a pretty even fight. But honestly, your Clairvoyance, that Rampage from Nevermore, if it lands and is huge, instantly wins you a fight. Here comes Nanoblade, though.
Beautiful Nanoblade, but this time we're there to respond. Going to keep the backline alive for just a little bit longer, but it can find value. But look at the damage coming in for the turrets. Galalian does eventually go down, and the Rampage is available there for the side of Nevermore. 2 players already down for the side of Dirty Esports as we get in the last fight territory here. And that is going to be another fight win. What a beautiful response there from the side of Femboy with that sound barrier.
Absolutely, that sound barrier basically won them that fight there, because as Clairvoyance, I mean, they use the photon barrier. That doesn't do a lot of damage. They use the consuming rush. Yeah, that can do a lot of damage, but honestly, I feel like that's just more of a cooldowns thing there. And you're still holding on to this Rampage. Dabber is the only thing for Dirt Esports right now with their visor, and Nevermore could just use this Rampage whenever they see fit. They're going to use it now. They immediately find one off of it.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to use it for, right? Overtime is ticking down. The attack visor does come through, but it's not going to be able to find anything, and that was beautifully played. We see this Junker Queen coming in and doing so much against Gentle Giant because that knife just pulls the Doomfist wherever they want to be, wherever Dirty Sports wants that Doom to be pulled, right? Or wherever Clairvoyance wants that Doom to be pulled. I apologize. And so what we see is Gentle Giant getting sort of zoned out, getting forced to be in uncomfortable positions, being forced to play extra defensive and not even being able to escape for fear of getting pulled back in, for fear of getting picked off. And it's causing a bit of an issue with this Junker Queen. Now they're going to be swapping over to the Ramatra, which is quite curious.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Ramatra on Control Center. It didn't really work out for them well there, and honestly, well, they're going back to the Junker Queen now, and that's probably the best pick for them here. Each team coming out with a Symmetra here. Dirt Esports is going to be the one that I'm kind of watching here. Yeah, Galalian has been great on the Genji so far. I would have been shocked to see him stick on the Symmetra here, but Clairvoyance, I mean, they picked the Symmetra comp last time. They were able to get hold of the point after the first initial fight, and it worked out really well for them. Dirt Esports kind of struggled with that, but Dabber able to find the early pick off here might just give Dirt Esports the advantage they need to get stuff going.
110% the anti-nade from Slicky Nicky, not quite able to find anything, and Dabber's actually able to take a tumble off the map. That's going to even things up. Will Clairvoyance use this to sort of press an advantage? There's a TP from the Sim and the Genji into the backline, and the anti-nade need to pick up Nevermore, but the cleanse is there in Dirty Sports. They already had a lockdown on the point. They're able to find all the pressure they need to not really worry about anything that Clairvoyance was going to try there.
Yeah, but all they have to do is get rid of this last member on point. They're going to be able to finally take care of Nevermore, cap the point here. And a good fight there for Dirt eSports. Yeah, let's not talk about what happened to Dabber, but just look at their ultimates right now. Gentle Giant, Slicky Nicky already above 50%. Clairvoyance, I mean, Nevermore and Kitten, about the same, but, you know, significantly lower when you compare them to their counterparts on the other side. So Dirt eSports, they'll be able to build up a nano here pretty fast. Clairvoyance will not have any response to that here in this fight.
Clairvoyance rotating around to the white room, and as you mentioned, Slicky Nicky getting really close to that nano. We can see that in this fight, by the way. Nevermore trying to push forward, trying to buy a little bit of space, and there it is. Both teams going to be meeting each other here on the point. The Maywall going to be trying to split apart Dirt eSports, but not doing the best job at it. Dabber's going to be able to pick up Kitten as they try to continue to push forward. Galalian does get down low in the health bar. The health thingy does get stolen. Words are hard, but Gentle Giant still on the point, finding the picks they need. Picks up 2. That nano comes through as well, trying to clutch up the fight, and there it is going to be Dirt eSports once again. Find another fight when his Clairvoyance fall once more.
Talk about an ultimate that was definitely not needed in that fight there. The nano coming out from Slicky Nicky on the Gentle Giant, definitely not needed in that one. And he could have held it on for maybe a nano blade coming up here, because Femboy still not up to that beat, and Galalian will be able to build up that blade a little bit faster. But now Clairvoyance, in my opinion, kind of has the advantage here. They're coming in with the Rampage, they're coming in with a beat, gonna come in with a Pulse Bomb and probably a Kasuni Rush here. A lot of offensive stuff here. They just need to be able to find an early pick, and Maniacal's Pulse Bomb might be it, but Slicky Nicky able to find Addison.
The stick, though, absolutely massive. It's going to be trading it out 1-for-1, and we still have Gentle Giant with this Meteor Strike. Now, Blade comes to the side of Galalian, but he's taking so much damage. What a beautiful Rampage episode of Nevermore. Absolutely cancels out any play that Dirt eSports was going to try to pick up, and they will finally be fighting their first fight when the Meteor Strike does come through to stall it out a little bit, I guess, to try to get it overtime, and Dirt eSports will eventually fall.
Yeah, I mean, Clairvoyance off the back of that Rampage there from Nevermore, really getting everything going there. Maniacal, you have to give him a lot of credit being able to find Nonfiction out early, because look at Nonfiction. They have that rally ready to go that would have been able to sustain Dirt eSports through that fight. But now, you look at the ultimates coming in this next engagement, they're going to have a Blizzard and a Kasuni Rush for Clairvoyance. Dirt eSports will have a Visor and a Rally. So easily some stuff to kind of, you know, counter each other out here with. But I feel like the Blizzard will kind of win it out for Clairvoyance, but they cannot lose anyone early, as you already see Nonfiction popping the Rally.
Yeah, and as soon as you mentioned it, Dabber's able to pick up 2, and Addison does go down, so they're not going to have that Mayo, but Dabber takes another fall. Nevermore goes down with them, though, somehow. It's a double dive off the map. Dirt eSports trying to clean this one up. What a beautiful anti-nade. You're going to be cleaning up Femboy, and it is now just Maniacal on point. They're gonna eventually take care of the Tracer, get that point flip, and once again, get up to 99% here. This is last fight.
Guys, this map has been in the game since Overwatch 1 launched 6 years ago. You know where the border, you know where the ledge is. Don't walk off it. Gentle Giant, though, able to find Nevermore, stopping that ball from coming back, and that will be it. Dirt eSports able to take Lijiang Tower there, and honestly, it was a back and forth one there, but Dirt eSports coming out on top in the end.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. We're gonna see Nevermore. I believe this is with that Rampage that canceled out 1, maybe even 2 ultimates. We didn't. Oh, actually, it's a different map. This is we're back in Garden. Is able to find Gentle Giant. Actually, gonna be cleaning up that last fight. Beautiful stuff. No, I really didn't. That series was actually really good. Dirt eSports finally taking, I believe we mentioned earlier, Clairvoyance having only lost 1 map this entire season, and now we're up to 2. So this is going to be an exciting series. Dirt eSports coming back hot.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's going to be really interesting to see how Clairvoyance responds to, like you just said, the second map lost all season. Played last week against Lucky Shots, but you know that doesn't get counted towards map differential in the end because it doesn't count as a map. But I mean, Clairvoyance, they had times where they looked really good, but really Dirt eSports, Galalian, Gentle Giant, able to kind of just pop off at different times, really helped out their team, and especially Dabber there at the end, popping that Visor really early, able to find 2 picks to open up the fight there on that 3rd point. Really allowed Dirt eSports to just take control of the point for the final time and take control of it until the end of the map.
Yeah, Dirty Sports realizing that Clairvoyance probably had that ultimate advantage, in which they did. Played first, played aggressive, played absolutely wonderfully, and as you mentioned before, Dabber completely cleaning up that last fight, saving it even, I would say, for the side of Dirty Sports, allowing them to win that map. So if Dirty Sports is able to play how they wanted to play aggressive, play in the backline, cause more chaos than what Clairvoyance can keep held together, this could be absolutely massive. I mean, look at that 5-man anti-nade into the attack laser. Double fall off the map as well, as you mentioned before. You guys know where the edge of the map is, but I digress. Dirty Sports, if they're able to play as aggressive as they were, and the way they wanted to, we will see an incredible series moving forward. Yeah.
Never did that twice. Oh man.
I find it funny that Nevermore and Dabber were both fighting each other and fell off the map simultaneously. Oh man. Come on,
funny,
guys.
It's funny because Nevermore knew they were walking off the map. Dabber didn't.
Yeah, knife pull. Yeah, exactly right. Just you're like, you're coming with me. I'm taking you down with me. Oh man.
Showed up in the kill feed like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, both teams look good. But like I kind of said, Dirt Esports and that Doomfist comp they're running with seem to give Clairvoyance a lot of problems here. And while Clairvoyance has been talking about, playing some off-meta comps, Dirt Esports coming out with a Doomfist. I mean, we've seen a lot of Doomfist lately, and they look really good on it. Clairvoyance now need to try to find something to shut down the Doomfist comp, in my opinion. It worked out kind of well for them on the second point of Night Market with the Junker Queen comp. They just weren't able to get it going on Gardens.
Yeah, 110%. And I think that really comes down to the fact that, with Gentle Giant with that Doomfist and the Junker Queen, you have to walk into a small room and you still have the sim that can do a lot of damage. As long as you're able to keep that Doomfist in check, Junker Queen does a really good job at keeping that mobility in check as long as they're able to land those knife pulls and when that Doom has to just walk through a window, right? So it really comes down to, can they continue to shut down Gentle Giant? We are going into I just heard it. I can't remember what it was, but assuming Midtown, which is another chokehold, which is another really good map, where Gentle Giant will have to be going through, especially in that first point, that initial chokehold. So I could see a bit of promise here with that continuous Junker Queen from Clairvoyance.
Yeah, absolutely. But like Midtown, like a lot of maps in Overwatch 2, really allow you to play a lot of different comps. You could try to come out running a Brawl. You could try to come out running that Rush comp that Junker Queen is kind of tied to at the moment. Or you could come out running that Doomfist comp that we saw Dirty Esports run. I mean, a lot of different stuff can work out here for either team. So it's going to be really interesting to see, why Clairvoyance kind of picked this map. Remember, loser picks map here, so they're picking this map for a reason. They want to play into a certain comp, and when we see whatever comp they come out on, we're gonna piece it together why they picked this map.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Midtown is definitely one of those where you can run the classic. I mean, we've seen it consistently for the past couple of weeks. That Orisa Bastion, I know, is super popular on Midtown because of the fact that you have to go through either the train of death or the bridge underneath the subway to sort of force your way through. But I really think they might be still trying to lock it down with that JQ. We're going to be going into game here in just a second, but I think that with that JQ, trying to pull through Gentle Giant, trying to sort of get them off your backline, because if you think about it, right, in that first point of Lijiang, Gentle Giant had so much success picking off kittens so consistently. Now, as I'm speaking, Femboy on the Doomfist, swapping over from the Lucio.
I mean, if you look at Clairvoyance's entire team right now, I mean, it looks like a lot of people swap. Nevermore actually going to a DPS, Femboy on the tank, and some guy now on as a support. So a lot of swaps coming out here from Clairvoyance. They want to try to play into a certain kind of comp here, and they want to try to kind of match Dirt here a little bit. But I really do like the kind of picks that Clairvoyance is coming out with. Nevermore on the Junker Queen, I mean, on the Junkrat, can actually kind of shut down Gentle Giant a little bit if they play a little bit too aggressive. However, I don't think they were expecting to see Galalian come out on the Echo.
Yeah, 110%. That echo could cause some issue, but Kitten's actually able to snipe them down. And look at this, Nevermore actually being the one getting super aggressive against Gentle Giant, who does get down very low with that anti-nade. And Clairvoyance is the one playing first. Maniacal's able to take out Gentle Giant, clean them up eventually, and now Clairvoyance with the lack of the tank on the enemy side are just going to continue pressing W. Kitten is able to take out Dabber. That's the second pick this fight. The Ana playing like a DPS, able to take out Slicky Nicky as well, and that is going to be first point capture for Clairvoyance with speed.
Yeah, and honestly, it all kind of came down to Galarian trying to jump over the train there and get in the back line. Didn't end up working out for them. Gentle Giant tried to come and help them there, and it ended up only hurting them in the end. Fanboy got really low, but was able to dive back into the back line, get healed up, and that just allowed Clairvoyance to just go in, cap that first point here. But you see already the fight coming out right here, as Dirt did have those forward spawns here for the moment, and they're taking advantage of them, but they cannot lose anyone here. Dabber going to be able to escape, which is huge for them here, but you start looking at some ultimates here. Nano already coming out on the Femboy. Galarian!
Yeah, Galarian absolutely taking advantage of the beautiful anti-nave there from Slicky Nicky. That beam able to pick up too. Femboy's able to pick up Gentle Giant eventually, but it's still looking very nice, and that's Galarian with the third. Now it's a 1v1 with the Doom on the point. Will eventually get picked up as well. And I mean, the Echo absolutely popping off of us at Galarian. We talked about it a little bit. We didn't get to see it in that first point, but now it's starting to show its true colors.
Yeah, absolutely. And with really no one on Clairvoyance until right now, being able to have, you know, that kind of ability to look up in the air and kind of put a lot of damage out there, but you see him Nevermore and some guy make swaps over to try to deal with this Echo. They pretty much had free reign in that first fight here on the point B push here for Clairvoyance, but now Clairvoyance going on this next fight does have two ultimates ready to go. Dirt eSports though does have two of their own ready to go, and they're already starting off good here.
Yeah, Fanfiction able to take a Maniacal, who just tries to go for the pulse bomb. The copy onto the Ana might be doing a little bit of something that at least causes some chaos, and more picks are still going the way of Dirt eSports despite the unfortunate Echo copy. Staggers are coming out to somebody and some guy and Kitten. Both go down, and there's Galarian actually falling from Maniacal, who is going to be able to escape, find the free pick. Dirt eSports going to hold on strong here though.
Yeah, but honestly, after the start that Dirt eSports had, this is a great kind of response here from them. They pretty much got rolled in one fight on the first point. Now they've been pretty much holding this card here for the first about 2 minutes of their time, and now you're starting to see some ultimates coming out. The Nano Visor coming out here on the Dabber.
Yeah, look at the damage. The Immortality Flow is going to be keeping some guy alive just for enough, and the Meteor Strike, for as well as the pressure from Maniacal, going to be taking out Dabber on that Nano Tac Visor. Not going to actually be getting reversed value. Now, Nonfiction and Galarian both doing a great job of shutting down that dive, and what looked like it could have been a fight win there for Side Clairvoyance is probably going to be a hard retreat here. Gentle Giant getting down low, though, will peel back.
You know, and Gentle Giant being able to dive in like that and get out really shows you how much confidence they have in Slicky Nicky and Nonfiction to keep them alive through those, because we've seen them get low and incredibly low several times here already. But Dirt eSports still holding on to this first point really good, but you're seeing a lot of stuff come out here from Clairvoyance.
Yep, there's the rally, there's the Ant Matrix, and the Bob coming through as well from Wisdom to take out Dabber, but Slicky Nicky's trades up for some guy, so trades are coming through despite the ultimates being used here for the side of Dirt eSports. It does look like they will eventually lose this fight. However, there's too much all pressure and Maniacal going absolutely insane, finding three, so they will eventually fall. Dirt eSports will, but not without forcing a lot of resources at a Clairvoyance.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. You can look at their team right now, and 3 members of their team under 5% ultimate charge here. They used 3 ultimates just to get out of that hold right there. Dirt eSports able to eat off about 3 minutes of that clock there is huge for them, but still 2 minutes left here, and Clairvoyance is about 5 meters away. They still have a pulse bomb, which can easily open up a fight if they land on the Sticky Nicky or Nonfiction.
Absolutely, Gentle Giant's able to take out Kitten, and I look at this Dirt eSports. I mean, they just absolutely split apart Clairvoyance from beginning to end. Gentle Giant taking advantage of the high ground, getting into the backline quick, and ending the fight before it even started. 1 minute 45 on the clock for Clairvoyance.
Yeah, and you look at Clairvoyance, I mean, they're making some more swaps again. Some guy and Nevermore. Again, the 2 that made swaps originally going to make more swaps again here. So they're definitely trying to deal something here. And I really don't think they've been able to shut down Galarian like they wanted to with those last couple picks. So they went over to some more, you know, probably stable picks for them. But some guy going over to the Kiriko is a really interesting one in my opinion. They want to try to maybe play a little bit faster with that Consuming Rush. Maybe have the Suzu there to cleanse the anti-heals there from Slicky Nicky, but you look at Dirt eSports right now, they have the Doom Clip, they have the Nano ready to go here. They easily have enough here to kind of sustain through a fight. Clairvoyance, so that time bank is getting low. They cannot really stall out this much longer. As a nano.
This is but the nano is there for the side of General Giant, who is trying to put up some pressure. Glaelian, they're going to be picking off some guy, and as well, Maniacal goes down. And Dirt Esports, they're doing such a good job at playing so defensively, waiting for Clairvoyance to overexpose themselves before finding the picks they need with this very well coordinated dive, especially between General Giant and Glaelian. I mean, sure, Dabber picks up 3 there. Beautiful play there from the Soldier, but Dirt Esports have a lockdown on this, and there's only 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I will say this, Glaelian has duplicated into the Ana twice. I don't think they've gotten anything out of it so far, but I mean, they have definitely taken the attention of Clairvoyance away whenever they do that. So it's still working out for them here. But I mean, look at the ultimates right now for Dirt. About to have Visor, about to have a Meteor Strike. Clairvoyance does have the Meteor Strike, but that's about it here for this final fight. Maniacal can build up a Pulse Bomb pretty quickly here, but they need to be able to stay alive, and right now, you have to try to get someone out early if you're Clairvoyance. You cannot go into this fight hoping to build up an ultimate and get a kill off that, or hope that the Meteor Strike is gonna be your fight starter.
And realistically, the best pick here for the side of Clairvoyance would be Dabber on Dirt Esports, because they're so close to that tag visor, and they've been getting a lot of value on that Soldier, just finding the cleanup picks that I think that tag visor could be what really spells the end here. But of course, they still have access to that Meteor Strike. They could still be accessing the back line quite quickly if they play first, if Femboy's able to get a very nice pick here. But Maniacal goes down. Dabber's able to pick him off with a very nice right click, and that could be it. The Suzuki is going to be there to save Femboy, but he's already taking so much damage. There's not enough support for him. They're having to play slow, and we're down to the last 10 seconds. They are going to be able to touch, but this is looking dire.
Yeah, they're looking at the cart backed up all the way to this low part of this tunnel right now. That will allow Maniacal to get back, but you're seeing both ultimates come out here for Dirt Esports.
Yeah, Nevermore is able to take out Glaelian, but that attack visor coming through. Is it going to be picking some guy? Nevermore does fall as well. Nobody. I mean, the squishies are up falling. Kitten, the last one to fall, as well as Femboy. Going to be 2 HP on the point there. Will eventually get cleaned up. Overtime is ticking down, and that will be a 2nd point hold there for the side of Dirt Esports. Very well played.
Dabber, Deadeye with the tri-rockets there, man. Able to find out the Tracer who is harassing their backline there without the help of the tack visor is huge from them, and they're able to turn that into 2 more kills as well. I mean, essentially everyone on Dirt Esports so far has been doing a great job fulfilling their role. Clairvoyance, I mean, they looked really strong coming out of the gate, but after that, they really did struggle to get anything going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you keep seeing, right, just the absolute sustainability and the peel there from the side of Dirt Esports on the backline. The backline's able to take care of themselves. Clairvoyance, despite being a very well execution team and having this strategy picked out where they're playing this, Doomfist Tracer dive, can't find any value. And Dabber, as we've seen, I mean, we're seeing 1 play make that 2 plays from him, where he's just peeling from the backline. Anytime Maniacal tries to get any value, the Soldier is there for the check-in, and it's making Clairvoyance's strategy sort of fall apart.
But your Clairvoyance now, all your thoughts are on this defensive round here, because in my opinion, you essentially have to hold them on this first point here. Yeah, you did push it pretty far into point B, but I mean, with how fast you're able to cap point A here, if you hold them on point A as long as you can, that's your best shot in my opinion. Dirt Esports, especially on this comp they're running right now, has looked incredibly well. Clairvoyance going to the same comp that Dirt Esports was essentially running that entire last round there. Maniacal on the Echo, it's going to be really interesting to see in my opinion, because we kind of have to see how good they do on it. Glaelian started off slow but picked it up as that last round went on.
Yep, absolutely. When you're seeing Dirt Esports pick and choose, they're going to be pushing through the underside of the subway here. Neither team really finding all too much pressure and really playing a very safe. Clairvoyance, they know they need to hold on for as long as possible, so they are not willing to risk anything here, and so they must stay alive as long as possible. Now Glaelian does get down to half HP, and the dive does come through. Nevermore, very nice snipe from them, going to be able to pick that one up, and that will be Dirt Esports pulling back.
And especially with losing Dabber there, yeah, they're going to pull back here. No reason to kind of dive into this. And you immediately see Glaelian and Non-Fiction actually making a swap over to the Alari is interesting here as well. Maybe they want to try to put a little bit more damage onto Maniacal as well. But Galarian, it'll be a really interesting duel between the two Echoes in this one here. But Femboy and Gentle Giant, in my opinion, they need to get something going here for their team, specifically Gentle Giant, because like I said, Clairvoyance, they needed to eat some time away on point A.
Well, there's a dive from Gentle Giant. I don't know how much value it's going to get. It is going to be able to pick up Femboy. The Doomfists are traded, and that is a green flag for Dirty Sports' Press W. But look at the value Nevermore's getting from the high ground. It doesn't really matter. Galarian's able to take out Maniacal eventually, and now Dirty Sports are up 2. This could be the fall. Nevermore's down to 1 HP. They can't really peek out as much as they nearly like to. They do get that support back. Gentle Giant is still alive, still able to harass them back. Galarian picks up a 3rd, by the way. Some guy does eventually fall, and look at this harassment coming from the Gentle Giant, knowing that the team is coming back, knowing that they need to put as much pressure as possible. Femboy falls like a house of cards, and the value coming in the attack wise of the Nano there is able to pick up Galarian, but how much else can it get? Daber's able to pick up an Icon, and that is going to be the first point capture there for the side of Dirty Esports.
Part of me was really thinking Clairvoyant just needed to get out of that fight there a little bit earlier, but now they're coming right back in again, even with Dirt Esports capping it. This is not what they needed to do here. They needed to do what Dirt Esports did last round. Just allow them to cap the point, because now if you lose another person here, you're going to be staggered out so bad, and that's just free cart push.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Oh no, this is looking not so great for Clairvoyance. They were so confident in the fact that they could recontest it. They were so confident in the fact that they might be able to burn a little bit more time, maybe even win the fight. But it's just not happening now. Dirt Esports, not only are they right around the corner to being able to claim victory, not only are they getting absolutely, Clairvoyance getting absolutely staggered out here, but Dirt Esports still has 3 ultimates on board in order to push this one.
Yeah, I mean, they had 5 going in that last fight here, and Clairvoyance, they have a duplicate of their own. They're going to have a rally here, but that's it. I don't think that's 2 ultimates that can really win you a team fight here right now. The Visor, we've seen Dabber pop off with them. They're already finding a kill before it. They don't need the Visor.
Dude, Dabber has been absolutely out of his mind on this Midtown map. Absolutely crazy. Picking off the DPS anytime they try to make a play, which is exactly what that's what they need to be doing. And they're not even going to be able to touch. The rally comes soon. They might be able to stagger down a little bit. The attack visor is there, though, to try to push out this rally. No nano available to them, though, but they're going to be applying so much backline pressure. That rally going to be the only one standing left. The time is ticking down, and that is going to be Dirt Esports taking Midtown as well, going up 2-0 in this series against the favored Clairvoyance.
Yeah, and honestly, Clairvoyance, I mean, we could go back to them contesting that point there. I really did not think that was the right play for them there. They needed to try to just regroup it all, but they wanted to keep on throwing people onto the point there, trying to eat as much time as away. But the thing at the end that really killed them was they were throwing out ultimates. First it was the Nano Visor, then it was the Meteor Strike, and you put yourself in such a big hole because Dirt Esports, we saw it there, had 5 ultimates ready to go as they were beginning that point B push, and they only used 2 to basically get them to that final fight territory, and then they used the rest and won.
Yeah, I think really what got to Clairvoyance, I think, is that mentality that we had talked about earlier at the very start of the round of you want to hold on to point A as long as humanly possible. But I mean, to a point, right? You don't want to spend ultimates where they're not going to get any value. You want to use them smartly, and you want to save resources as much as you can for that recontest. I think they just kind of gave up on trying to hold second point, and so it didn't really matter to them at that point how many resources they use. Not that, you know, we couldn't have seen a hold there from that, but that is going to be Midtown, and Dirt Esports, they're taking advantage of the mistakes Clairvoyance is making, and they're coming out with their own massive plays. Dabber was a unit on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Lijiang Tower is all about Galarian and Gentle Giant, Midtown was all about Dabber here. They really showed out on the Soldier here, and they played it almost perfectly, in my opinion. Slicky Nicky and Nonfiction, though, I've not talked about them enough here, in my opinion. They have been essentially the cornerstones or the rocks of Dirt Esports. So this entire series, they have been doing their role, and they've been doing it to perfection. Clairvoyance, I mean, they have a 5-minute break coming up here. They really need to rethink some stuff here, because the only way they keep their perfect record alive is if they reverse sweep.
Yeah, and that is going to be the tough case. Dirt Esports have come out on fire. They have shown that they are ready to play. They have shown that they are ready to climb into the top 3 and really stake their name against Punk and Clairvoyance at this point. I mean, they came back from this 2-week break on absolute fire, and Clairvoyance, as you mentioned, back into a corner. So we're going to be seeing the conclusion of this 5-minute break. We're going to be seeing if Clairvoyance can bounce themselves back in the series. Don't go away. We'll be right back with some more high action Overwatch.
Check this out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tranquility. My name is Merp. I'm joined by Dexatron, and we're bringing you one banger of a series, Dirt Esports, the underdogs of the story, coming in hot off the break, 2-0.
Yeah, and absolutely. Those first two maps, I mean, Lijiang Tower was a little bit back and forth, but on Midtown there, a map that Clairvoyance picked, Clairvoyance looked like the team that was trying to figure out what they were doing there. Dirt Esports has definitely looked like the better team throughout the night. And like you said, they came into this one as the underdogs. They even told us that they felt like the underdogs coming into this one right now. But if you're asking me, Clairvoyance needs to try to figure something out here because they wanted to keep that perfect season record alive here. But right now, not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we really take a look at the sort of storyline, the background between these two teams, you really think that Clairvoyance, they have the upper hand, right? They're the only other team to match Punk in the standings right now. 5-0 with one map loss coming into this series. Dirt Esports lost to Punk, so you're thinking, okay, Clairvoyance certainly have the upper hand. And now it's Clairvoyance is down 2 maps. Dirt Esports coming out, as we mentioned before, hot off this Doomfist composition, along with Dabber on that Soldier. I mean, whenever you talk about plays, you talk about aggression that Dirt Esports has been bringing, you cannot argue with the fact that Dirt Esports, they play first, they play aggressive, they find picks, and Clairvoyance have been struggling to sort of shut any of that aggression down.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, with this being stage 2 of the season right now, we do have actually a different game mode being our third map of the night. We're going to be actually going to Flashpoint this week, as we have been seeing, and we'll be heading to Saravasa here. So probably really the first true time that any of these teams here are playing this map competitively here in Trank.
Yeah, and I mean, that could bring some very interesting sort of theories, philosophies you could consider, strategies even, sort of how do we want to play this? You know, typically from my experience in playing Flashpoint, it's, you know, you want to use ultimates pretty much as soon as you get them. Obviously not for a team fight loss, but I mean, these points last 2 to 3 fights max, and then you're on to the next one. You know, maybe try to stagger out the enemy in rotation, but typically you just want to regroup and fight once again. It's basically control point, but quicker. We all know this. And so the gameplay here is to find as much value as quickly as you can and press your advantages when you can, which, if I might say, is something that, once again, Dirt Esports has been doing a great job of doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about using ultimates as soon as you get them, and that's one thing that I want to kind of touch on again with Clairvoyance and just their ultimate use, especially there on Midtown. That they use them at maybe what I would consider to be the worst times. And you could easily have said, well, what if that nano visor worked out for Clairvoyance? Are they able to get a couple kills off that? Maybe they stabilized it there, and it's a good thing. But hey, it didn't. It worked out horribly. You lost your Ana, and then you lost your Soldier, and then you have it was, I believe, Femboy coming in there using the or I believe whoever was tank for Clairvoyance last map, coming in, using the Meteor Strike, not getting anything, and being at such a disadvantage here. So Clairvoyance, they kind of have to clean that up a little bit here, but hey, finding an early pickoff here for them would be a great start, but it's not going to be the start they're looking for.
Oh, Galilian does get picked off though. Never was able to get them with the knife pull, and Gentle Giant in this backline. Look at this though. They're playing the Mei with the JQ, trying to slow down the aggression coming from the side of Dirt Esports, but it's getting turned back on them. Nevermore is able to pick up one more as Slicky Nicky does go down. Dirt Esports, they get the point cap, but I think this might be a fight loss to them. Look at how split up they are. Their backline will eventually fall, and Gentle Giant will be the last one standing.
Gentle Giant tries to come in there to keep Dabber alive. Not going to be able to there. And yeah, like you said, a quick point flip here, and especially in Flashpoint, 19% is not a large amount for a first point cap here. And now if you're Dirt Esports, you're coming back into this one here. Clairvoyance already would probably be up above 35% by the time you even get a player 2 point, but you're already down 1 as you lose Dabber.
Yeah, I mean, that's the advantage of the Mei, right? She can do so much damage from such a long range as one of those characters that can also slow down this aggression. It's a very nice middle ground. It's a very solid picker, and everyone's able to pick up Gentle Giant, and that's going to be the end of the team fight before it even begins. No ultimates used. Clairvoyance has access to this Pulse Bomb, and Dirt Esports, they're looking at basically last fight territory here for this point.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at that here, especially, but if you're Dirty Esports, maybe you give up this first point here, try to maybe force out a couple ultimates from Clairvoyance, because you look at them right now, they have the Pulse Bomb, they're about to come up on everything. You already see the Pulse Bomb come out, but it finds one. Dabber immediately falls right after that, and if you're Dirty Esports, just get out. It's not worth it at this point.
Yeah, and you know, I love seeing this JQ here from the side of Nevermore. Yeah, we see Gentle Giant. I think he's just going for the quick reset, honestly. Yep, does get found eventually. Clairvoyance will do a great job at capturing this first point with force. And now we see Clairvoyance back on this JQ comp that worked so well for them in Lijiang. Granted, it didn't find the victory, but it did work against Gentle Giant. It split apart Dirty Esports. It made them a little bit more susceptible to getting picked off. And we're seeing this find success again.
Yeah, but Clairvoyance now already kind of set up on point right here. They do have 3-4 ultimates coming up, and that Blizzard being the biggest one here can immediately get them a point cap on its own. Dirty Esports going to come in with a couple of their own here, but they have to try to make the first engagement right now, as Clairvoyance is pretty well just held up on point here.
Nevermore able to pick up Gentle Giant once again, and I mean, yeah, that's it. Dabber's able to take out Maniacal, which is a trade, but oh, Dabber's able to take out two. Once again, the soldier going crazy will get pressured out here by the side of Nevermore. The Sleep Dart not going to be able to save them. They are going to get down, though. They will be able to be found. And what looks like a DPS like save. There's going to be another overclock there from the side of Galillion, and that is going to swing back the fight, cause the Dirt Esports to win, and they're going to get the first point capture.
And look at that, Nevermore used their Rampage in that last fight there, that last engagement, not able to find anything off of that, so that's another huge ultimate out here for Clairvoyance. However, already about to have 4 more ready to go. Same thing for Dirt Esports. There's going to be a very interesting fight here, and honestly, it's really going to come down to whoever can find the first pick. Gentle Giant, though, being very aggressive, as you kind of have to be on Doomfist, is always at risk, but you're seeing the Coalescence come out here early from Clairvoyance.
Tag Visor Nano, though, what a beautiful time to use it. The freeze and the Samurai there going to be absolutely beautiful. CC coming in there. Dabber is going to pick up Maniacal. It does fall before that, though, but Nevermore and Addison both find their respective picks, and now it's going to be Dirty Esports collapsing before, but Galillion once again is able to find some guy in this trading 3-on-3 right now. Non-Fiction does eventually fall. Gentle Giant is still up and running, but he is going to get Maywalled off eventually. Galillion will fall there, and it is just going to be Gentle Giant trying to survive for as long as possible, get as much percentage as available, and that will be Clairvoyance flipping this point back.
And I'll say good job there by Gentle Giant to get up to 91% there. However, if you're the rest of Dirty Esports, fallback now. Dabber already got taken out there by Maniacal, and you're looking at Clairvoyance right now. They have that Pulse Bomb ready to go. Dirty Esports still holding on to their Doom ult here. So a lot of stuff could be at play here, but Gentle Giant, I don't think they're going to use that Meteor Strike unless they absolutely have to. Maniacal, though, looking for the stick, not going to be able to get, but they still find Non-Fiction.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't show the stick. It looked like it might have gotten stuck onto the shield, but Non-Fiction still falls. Maniacal's able to take out two. Dabber able to take out Maniacal eventually, but the Nano coming in through, Gentle Giant not able to find all too much pressure, especially being down both your DPS, and that's going to be another pullback. This is the last fight here.
Yeah, and if you're Dirt, again, are you considering going into this one here? You kind of, dude, there's really no ultimates ready for Clairvoyance here at the moment, and you're still holding on to Meteor Strike here for Gentle Giant, but you have to get to a point. Losing Slicky Nicky early, though, is not what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, look at how split Dirty Esports is being forced to play because they just keep getting pulled around. Galillion able to pick up some guy eventually, but look at that beautiful wall going to be severing any healing there for the Gentle Giant. Now, Non-Fiction and Dabber going to be able to find picks there. Non-Fiction's able to find two. The break turning DPS, it's 91%. This could be it. Dabber's able to pick up Maniacal with a very nice headshot. Overtime will go the way of Dirty Esports, and I don't think Clairvoyance have enough time.
They definitely do not have enough time to get back to this point, and Dirt Esports is going to be able to tie it at 1 after 2 points here, and now it's kind of in Dirt Esports' favor here with spawns, but with Dirt Esports all being up at that top right point of the map, Clairvoyance might actually be able to get there first. Yeah, Gentle Giant can try to race there on their own, but it's going to be very difficult for them to do anything. But look at Clairvoyance right now. 4, almost 5 ultimates. This is their point to basically lose at this moment. They should be able to cap it early. Maniacal, though, falling Gentle Giant is not what you want to see, but Clairvoyance does have the ultimates to kind of stabilize himself while they wait for the Tracer to get back.
Yeah, and luckily it is Maniacal on that Tracer, so they'll be able to get right quickly. But Galalian is able to take out some guy. The overclock comes through from the Sojourn. That's going to be able to find one, make that two. Absolutely beautiful performance there. It doesn't matter if you have 4 ultimates, if you never get a chance to use them. They are actually going to be using the Rampage eventually, and that will be Dirt Esports finding their first fight win.
That's 2 Rampages used here for Nevermore, and I don't think we have seen them pick up anyone off of them, so not finding a lot of value has really hurt them here. But now, I mean, like I said, it was kind of their point to lose. They're still coming back in with 4 ultimates here. A Visor and a Nano is all that Dirt Esports has, but we have seen what those 2 ultimates have done in the past to Clairvoyance. You need to try to find an early pick. You're going to stick on there, but you find it onto the worst person you could have stuck it onto.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for the side of Clairvoyance, with that Nano Visor, they still have access to sound barrier. So as long as Femboy doesn't get picked off here, and Nonfiction does eventually get found, the Coalescence comes through as well. There is that Nano Visor eventually, but the sound barrier is there in response. It will be used a little prematurely, and the damage still comes through for the side of Dabber. Eventually, Femboy will fall, and now it's traded out. Oh, that's another pick there for the side of Dirt Esports, is they're going to be able to find the DPS pressure. Clairvoyance sort of collapsing here as Galalian able to pick up some guy once more. The DPS on Dirt Esports doing absolute wonders while Gentle Giant just diving in, finding the chaos. It doesn't matter how many resources Clairvoyance used. They used every ult there and still lost.
They used every ult. They used Blizzard, I think, really early in that last engagement, and I don't think it caught anyone. Like, I don't think it did anything that they were hoping it would do there. You do see the touch come in from Fenboy here late, but again, you have to find an early pickoff here, and you're struggling, especially with that anti-nade coming out.
Yeah, beautiful play there from the side of Slinky Nick. We've talked about it before. The anti-nades being an absolute cornerstone for the side of Dirt Esports, allowing Gentle Giant to find all the value they need, along with those off angles from the side of Dabber and Galalian, to just put out so much pressure. And Clairvoyance, they're looking at match point now. If Dirt Esports win one more point, this is series.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see if you're Clairvoyance, especially with it being on Dirt Esports' side of the field. Again, they have the better spawns here. And you immediately see what Clairvoyance does here. They swap it up. They're going over to an Orisa now. Maniacal going over to a Reaper here. They want to try to get some pressure on point, but losing Maniacal again early. You don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, I don't really like the Reaper pick, if I'm going to be honest with you. You just have too much poke damage, and we're seeing exactly why Gentle Giant's able to take out Addison as well. And now there's no DPS online for the side of Clairvoyance as we head into this final point. Immortality Foot gets popped immediately, and there's ultimates available for Dirt Esports if they even need them. They don't. Some guy falls, and that's going to be first fight win there for the side of Dirt Esports as we get into this last point.
Yeah, this is not the start that Clairvoyance wanted. Like you said, I don't know if the Reaper pick is the right pick either, but they're definitely trying to shut someone down on the other side. But now, Dirt Esports, look at them.
I was going to say, look at the resources.
Yeah, Nonfiction, 10% away from a rally here. Clairvoyance, you have a Blizzard, you're going to have a Terra Surge in this next fight. That's it. And after that, if it's a long drug-out fight, Clairvoyance, you might be staring down the barrel of potentially last fight. And that's not what you want to see.
There's going to be the Nano Overclock, going to be pressured out quite nicely there for the very nice wall there from the Addison. Addison will be able to take it down, and the Overclock Nano doesn't get any value. They're going to be able to take up Femboy with a very nice nade, and Gentle Giant diving in there. Nice anti-nade once again, allowing no healing for the side of Clairvoyance. What a very quick and deadly decisive fight there from the side of Dirty Esports. Gentle Giant picking up 3 that fight. And now we're looking, like as you said, the last fight, 3 ultimates online for the side of Clairvoyance.
About to be 4 ultimates online for Clairvoyance here. Femboy should be able to build up a beat. But right now, I mean, Dirt Esports still just have the stuff here.
Femboy gets down to 1. Blizzard is there to sort of catch anybody up. The Meteor Strike is there to keep them in the fight. Nevermore is able to activate the Terra Surge. Going to be finding Nonfiction eventually, but is it too late already? Some guy does go down. The sound barrier is incredibly late, trying to keep anybody remaining alive. And Nevermore eventually falls. I don't think they got it. There's the Attack Visor. Maniacal is able to pick up 2, and Dirt Esports may or may not fall. The remaining members are so low. Dabber will be running away for their life, and that will be Dirt Esports eventually following their last fight. The Clairvoyance have a life string to hold on to.
Yeah, and honestly, picking up Slicky Nicky and Dabber there at the end really does help him out a little bit. That staggers out Dirt Esports, kind of slows them down. We really won't see another engage from Dirt Esports until probably around 55, maybe even 60%. And that kind of puts in that last fight territory here for them. Now, some guys' amp matrix here needs to be huge. It needs to be put in a good spot. If it's put in a bad spot, finds no value out of it, you're looking at a very tough situation. Slicky Nicky, though, coming up on a visor here. You see the amp matrix come out. It needs to find a lot of value. It has to find a lot of value if you're Clairvoyance.
Immortality Field buys plenty of time for that Amp Matrix to come through, and Gentle Giant does get absolutely melted, being shoved in that corner. Dirt Esports, they're going to find it really difficult to find their entry point here. They have the Nano, and Galalian getting close to that blade if they're able to stay alive, but it's going to be this, or you're just going to cut your losses. Yeah, Galalian goes down. I think, honestly, it's going to come down to match point here.
Gentle Giant does touch, so they want to try to keep this point alive for their team here. They're just hoping the rest of them follows, and the Nano coming out on the Dabber, who does pop visor.
Yeah, Nano Attack Visor comes through, but look at the CC coming through, and Dabber is being forced back. The Immortality Field coming in huge once again, buying Clairvoyance so much time. And I you know, Dirt Esports, they wanted to try to close this one out, but now look at this. Clairvoyance have so many tools available to them, and we are at match point on Saravasa.
Yeah, it's like what happened on Midtown all over again. Just the roles are swapped here. It's now Dirt Esports that maybe overinvested into a fight that was definitely lost. That if they held on to, they put themselves in a good spot. However, they still have a meteor strike. They're gonna come up on a blade here. Clairvoyance does have a lot of stuff coming up, but no support ultimates coming up for a while here. That might hurt them a little bit in the early fight here, but in the late fight it'll probably even it out.
Yeah, Blizzard here from the side of Addison, though, could be nice as we're gonna, oh, nice blade coming in from the high ground, absolutely beautiful. Gentle Giant does a beautiful dive along with it, just picking off any remaining members, able to clean up 2. Yeah, and that's gonna be a very nice and cheap fight, might I say, for the side of Dirt Esports, as they take the first cap.
Yeah, now with just the speed of Clairvoyance, there's no way Nevermore Addison could have got out of there. Femboy tried to get them out, but they just ended up falling there at the end. So right now, you look at Dirt. They have the Meteor Strike. They have a rally, looking really good. Clairvoyance, though, they're looking a little bit better. They have the Blizzard. They have a Death Blossom. The Death Blossom, remember, that's what really opened up that last point for them. Allowed them to cap it. Allowed them basically to win that point, to force this 5th point here. So this Death Blossom from Maniacal could be huge. It could be the thing that they're gonna get, maybe look to open up the fight here, as you already see Dirt Esports counting 55% and up.
Yeah, look at that. Very nice interception on the anti-nades, which you've seen Slicky Nicky get a whole lot of value out of. The freeze comes through as well as the blossom. Both used there. Slicky Nicky doesn't actually fall, so the honor is no longer available. And there's the Terror Surge as well. That's 3 ultimates used to sort of clean this one up. And Clairvoyance will probably find the fight win, but it was expensive. Dirt Esports still has that Meteor Strike available to them, but Clairvoyance will get this point flip.
They still have the Meteor Strike ready for them, but you look at Clairvoyance right now, they have the Amp Matrix. They're going to have a beat ready as well. The beat can easily cancel out Galilian's blade coming up here. Dabber, though, is definitely waiting for Slicky Nicky and that Nano. They have been a pairing all series long. I would be surprised if they throw it over to Galilian, but we have seen them do it already this map when they were on the Sojourn. But right now, Clairvoyance, that Amp Matrix needs to be something that wins them a fight here, because if it does, it puts them essentially on final fight point.
Absolutely, and this is last fight, right? Dirt Esports got up to 92%, so ultimates are going to come flying off the shelf. Some Guy and Femboy both have their support ultimates, going to keep themselves sustained, but Gentle Giant have to take out Maniacal. That could be absolutely massive. The Sound Bear, both support ultimates come out, but Galalian in the backline. Gentle Giant uses the Meteor Strike to fight Some Guy, and despite the Amp Matrix, it's not going to be enough to fight these value damage. They're to pick up 3, and that will probably be the series. Dirt Esports get the point flip, going to be climbing up to 92% and counting, and that is Dirt Esports taking it against Clairvoyance 3-0 as the underdogs.
Didn't even need the Nano in that last fight. It was all just dry visor and dry Meteor Strike coming out there from Dirt Esports. Dirt Esports, they called themselves the underdog coming into this match here tonight, but they looked like David here tonight. They looked incredible, or Goliath here tonight. They looked incredible. Clairvoyance, I mean, they did look really good throughout the night as well, but I really think Doomfist comp from Dirt Esports really did confuse them a lot throughout the night. They really did struggle to kind of get going against it, but when they finally did, it was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Junker Queen composition, I apologize, that we saw there from the side of Clairvoyance did find a lot of value, but I mean, this is absolutely astounding, right? We thought that Dirt Esports was going to struggle here. I mean, sure, they had that 2-week break, but so did Clairvoyance. We even said it. Clairvoyance, they're not ones to sit on their haunches. They're not ones to get complacent, and maybe this is a bit of a wake-up call for them coming into the later half of the season as Dirt Esports came back on fire with this Doom, and we can't, you know, I don't think there's a single member of Dirt Esports I would look at and say, oh yeah, they got carried, right? Galalian and Dabber both had absolutely carry performances. Gentle Giant and Slicky Nicky were a duo to be feared with the anti-nades and Doom dives, and Nonfiction was doing such a good job at keeping the backline alive consistently against Maniacal and Nevermore pressure that it never really mattered what Clairvoyance tried to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was going to say, if you look at all 3 maps we saw here tonight, Lijiang Tower is all about Gentle Giant, Midtown was all about Galalian and Dabber, and Saravasa was definitely about Slicky Nicky and Nonfiction. Every player basically for Dirt Esports showed up tonight at different points and were able to pop off. And honestly, that's something that, in my opinion, is really rare to see. Just a good overall team kind of carry. Everyone did their job and they did it perfectly, in my opinion. Clairvoyance, on the other hand, like I've been saying, I don't think they could get around this Doomfist comp that Dirt Esports was running. They struggled with it a lot. They looked really good here at the end, but their overuse of ult, in my opinion, especially on this last point where they used 3 ults to only kill about 2 people. Yeah, it did win a point, but it didn't do enough in the end to keep them alive. And that's something that was kind of the theme, maybe overusing ults to kind of try to figure out if you could win a fight. It worked out there on that final fight, on that final point, I mean, but in the end, their overuse of it really hurt them when it came to the next fight.
Yeah, 110%. I mean, whenever you take a look at, especially Midtown with that tactical nano visor, you know, that was one of those where it kind of hurt a little bit. And we're going to be seeing, you know, Gentle Giant go absolutely crazy, and a whole bunch of other really fun replays from the night, which is a stellar series. But yeah, I would definitely agree. I think Clairvoyance, and it's not a super hard issue to fix, I feel like. Like, if you were to have any issue, I think overuse of ultimates is probably one of the easier ones to get through. So I'm excited to see exactly how they bounce back from this loss, and I think really, if they were able to control their use of those a little bit more, or find more value in the ones that they did use, this could have been a little bit more competitive, I should say. Dirt Esports, they came out as the underdogs, they came out on fire, picked up Clairvoyance 3-0, and now they are certainly terrifying in Discord tier.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Dirt Esports kind of said, their loss against Punk 2 weeks ago was a wake-up call for them. It allowed them to figure out, you know, what was going wrong. I think this is going to be exactly what Clairvoyance needed as well. They needed that wake-up call. They just got swept by a really good team. And yeah, you have to say that. Dirt Esports is a really good team. Clairvoyance is a really good team. I expect them to bounce back in their next week's game as well. But now, that leaves Punk as the only undefeated team left in this Discord tier. And they don't have to go up against Dirt Esports anymore. They probably have to go up against Clairvoyance here. So Clairvoyance, I mean, yeah, they're going to have to bounce back here. If they're going up against Punk next week, that might be the game they're trying to look to bounce back against and hand Punk that first loss.
So what I'm hearing here is we're having a cycle of teams going undefeated in the season, and then
I don't know.
And then, well, okay, well maybe we're hoping, right? Because I really do want to see Clairvoyance versus Punk. That'd be a pretty sick match to watch. But but I'm seeing this cycle of teams that are at the top of the leaderboard get brought down a notch. First it was Dirt, then it was Clairvoyance. Maybe we see Clairvoyance bounce back with this wake-up call and get Punk to start waking up a little bit. Maybe we're getting a little too comfortable, but that is going to be something to see for the next upcoming weeks as we look forward into the season. And that concludes the series. Anything to leave us off of, Dexatron?
Now, this was a great series here tonight. Dirt Esports definitely did what they wanted to do. They wanted to bounce back. I don't think they expected this win here tonight. They came in saying that they were the underdogs. They just wanted to play their game. But as their coach said, if we play our game, we will win. And they did that at the end of the day. Clairvoyance, they still have a lot of good players on that team. I really do expect them to bounce back. This is just one blip in the road here. They want to try to pretty much wrap up the season with only this one little blip.
Absolutely, and that does conclude what a phenomenal series that was. Dirty Sports coming back on fire. They've certainly established themselves as somebody not to be taken lightly, that's for darn sure. And Clairvoyance, they're going to be getting that Dirt Esports itch. They're going to be looking back at those VODs. They're going to be figuring out what those issues were. Like we said, we're pretty confident it was basically just ultimate usage. Sure, you can figure out other knickknacks here and there, but once the Clairvoyance cleans those up, they are still going to be a team to fear. Punk remains the clear number one, and that, as I mentioned, does conclude the night. So thank you very much, Dexatron, for joining me in this series. It was a pleasure working with you. It was a pleasure being here. My name is Merp as well, and we will see you guys in the upcoming weeks of Tranquility.